Okay, I think it's time that I put together my Legion Deimos pattern Rhino. So this is quite an interesting one for me because the Rhino design is quite iconic and has been around for a long time, and this has a lot of callback to the original Rhino model from, gosh, how old is that now? You know, the first version of the Rhino, basically. So it's got things like circular doors. It's got the exhaust types are different from the Warhammer 40,000 Rhino. So basically, there's a very clear. How do I put this? There's some real. Gosh, my brain is shutting down today. Basically it's a cool model. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by putting the tracks together, which is going to use these here, which is 2 and 3. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to put the actual track on this right away because I just find it so difficult to paint the tracks on the miniatures. So I need that one. And what else do I need? Number 3. Sorry, number 4. I wish I had a Warhammer 40,000 Rhino here or something on a similar hull frame, just so I could do a bit of a comparison, but I don't have them, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to get the other track side out while I'm here. I'm only really going to show how to build one of them, but I'm going to get both out ready, basically. And then I'll probably just for a second, after I've kind of got them both out, I'm actually not, I'm going to pause the video for a second just to do the kind of clean up, because there's a lot of clean up on these, and I just think it's probably not the most exciting part of any of the videos that I do. Right, okay, so let me get these cleaned up and then I'll resume showing you how they go together. Okay, so I've cleaned these up now. I'm just going to, it's very simple how to put these together, by the way. There's nothing particularly mysterious or complex about it. I tend to find that's one of the benefits of a lot of Imperium tanks. They're very straightforward in their creation. Come on, Mr. Glue. I know there's some glue in here, it's just probably clogged. There we go. I think I'm trying to put the wrong side on here. I must have swapped them over without realising before. I'm not paying enough attention, am I, here? What I'm doing. There we go. And nice and simple. Same with the other side. there we go. If you're getting the right way around it, we'll actually do it correctly. Okay, now we have our two sides. Now what we need to do is we need to go across to this other sprue and get these out. So let's double check which one goes where. Okay, so they're both number 2, so that's very simple, one on each side. I feel I need to zoom out a bit here. Dear, I've hummed a tune of copyrighted music. I hope I don't get a YouTube strike over it. Maybe if I introduce it as if I was doing a proper radio station, I'll get away with it. Problem me, I like listening to music when I'm doing stuff like this, and I can't when I'm making videos. And as you might guess, it's a lovely hot day today, so I am burning, man. But anyway, we are just tidying this up because these things are an absolute pain and they take ages, and that's what I really don't like. But there we go. Okay. So how do these go in? So make sure I'm getting this on the right sides as well. So they will kind of slot in here very simply. Make sure your curves meet at the top and bottom, and make sure that you've properly cleaned them up and tidied them up, because otherwise they're not going to slot in right. So this is a very old school style of Land Raider. It's basically an update on the very old design. Still a lovely design even to this day. If you look at the original Land Raider, why am I saying Land Raider? Oh, I've got a Rhino. My brain is terrible today. I hope I haven't been saying Land Raider this whole time. I've just realised I'm just saying Land Raider, Land Raider, Land Raider. It's not a Land Raider, it's a Rhino. It's because I've got a Land Raider up there, and it's just in my head now. Yeah, yeah, this is yeah, the actual old school in design, which I absolutely love. Okay, there's our two halves there, and now it's time to get ourselves out this big heavy plate here for the bottom. Just make sure, yeah, that's the bottom one. And then this back door. The good thing is you can have this back door opening if you want, particularly if you're inclined to doing interior decals. So this is going to go in here now. Let's get this lined up perfectly, like so. As you can see, it should be a very tight fit. Just making sure it is a tight fit now. Pushing in this. This is why we've got to make sure that these are perfectly cleaned off, because even a slight bit is going to affect how easily it goes in. In fact, you can kind of, might be able to see, I'm just double checking if this is by accident or design, but when I try and push it in, I seem to get a bit of spring back. Because it feels like it should slide all the way in, but there appears to be, let me make sure I've got this right. It just feels like as I push it in, it springs back out, and I can't work out if that helps if I'm putting things in the, yeah, no, I thought I was putting it in back to front then or something. I'm not, definitely not. There we go, it's clicked in this time. It wasn't clicking in before and I was a bit worried then that it wasn't right. So you can see on this side I'm getting quite a bit of spring. Which I need to resolve as I slide it in. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get any bounce and that it's a tight fit. Yeah, it is now. I just needed to make sure that that was the case, because if you don't do that and you start gluing, you might find that it's completely offline. There we go. Now, you may find that if you're planning on painting the inside of this, you may not be able to glue one half to begin with. I'm not planning on painting the inside of this really. I'm planning on just having it closed off, so I'm not going to do anything special in here. So it doesn't really bother me to dry it fully. It's not like it was my Land Raider that I did where I needed to make sure the whole thing was easy to pop open for painting. So since I'm not planning on doing it with this one, I'm going to be able to get everything glued and secured straight away. Look at that, that really doesn't, it's not good, is it, the way that it kind of does that. Right then, that's our next little bit here. So we need to pop B7, which is this, by the look of it. Yeah, it is. It's that one. I wish I had as I said, I wish I had the regular Land Raider in front of me. I feel like what they've got is they've got a standard Land Raider layout, and then they've got a separate sprue for specialised doors, but I can't guarantee I'm right about that at this point. Now let's have a look how this one goes in. There, so it goes basically on that side and clicks in there. So I think this is the point where if you're planning on really painting the inside to a high standard, this is where you would maybe definitely not do any more gluing and then just loose fit things. As I said, that's not my intention with this one. The only thing I'm not going to show you how to do is the tracks, because they're quite easy to do, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be a specific reason to show you how to attach them. Maybe I'm wrong about that, maybe you do need help, but I just don't want to do it right now because I want to keep them separate for painting. Let's see how this pops on then. This should pop nicely over the top, which it does. Again, you may decide not to glue this down. It's all about personal preference at this point, about what you're going to do with painting the insides and so on. Make sure I'm getting this right in place as well. Making sure I put my glue in the right place. Putting glue, it's not needed. Now, this would be a great time to have a rubber band to hand, but unfortunately, my last rubber band snapped on me, because it's a great way to hold these things together while they're drying to make sure you don't end up with gaps. But unfortunately, I don't seem to have a rubber band to hand. See if I can do something about that then, just to help bond it a bit better. Okay, what else have we got going on then? So yeah, you can start to put the tracks on at this point, but I don't, as I said, I just don't want to go down that because I find painting so difficult when you do. So what we need to do now is finish up with some of the core details now. Let's find it. So we've got this front plate. Classic Land Raider design from the original model, this. With the kind of two firing slits or driver view slits at the front. I think the Predator version of this, so instead of the firing slits like this on the front, I think what it's got is a kind of, I think they go for the ramp look to the front of it. For those of you who know your old designs and things, what would happen on the old Rhinos is you would have this on the front, and then on the back you would have a kind of sticky out hatch. Look at that, that's terrible, isn't it? Look, it just bounces back out. Nothing can seem to stop it bouncing back out here. That's nothing that I've done, I'm sure of it. That is literally just because of the way the plastic is. It's lucky that I don't want that. I mean, I planned on gluing this anyway, I just didn't want to glue it right away. find that's very bad form, isn't it? Oh dear, that's not good. Got a door in my house that does this. It always springs back open no matter what I do. Tried resetting the hinges and everything else and it still bounces back. That's annoying. Right. What else have we got to put on this? Oh, naughty, naughty. Look at that. That's terrible. I cannot believe that that's going on there. I wonder if anyone else has had that problem with this kit. It's fine if you're not planning on opening it anyway, but still think that's very bad form to have something like that happening on a kit. Okay, let's see what else. So we need these number 6s as well, I think. Is it number 6? Number 8, sorry, it's not. It's number 8 and number 9. So number 8, these are like track guards. So 8 is going to go on this side and 9 is going to go on the other side. Let's see now. So this plate is going to go like so. If you're ever wondering what to do when you've got like tiny little gaps here, say, the best thing to do is stuff like liquid green stuff on that. Although if you really want to make it look rough and ready, another good approach is, instead of using liquid green stuff, get regular green stuff and then roll it and then thin it in, and then what you do is you can either sand it off or you can like run like a toothpick along it and it'll create, I'll remember what it will create now. It will basically create it'll look like a weld line for a hasty repair. Okay, let's get these, stop falling off my desk things. Let's get these doors on. Got too much stuff out on my desk. I need to get a bit of a reflection point going, tidy up. these right now. Got the little teeth gritting together, and then you got to get them on. Now it should be, by the look of it, like that to the top. Times like this, I wish I'd invested in the resin doors, particularly for things like command tanks. You know, the ones where they've got the very clear heraldry for the Legion on it, but never mind. It's still good enough. Okay. What else do we need to pop on here? So we've also got, let's have a look, B9 and 10, which are going to cover the back. So number 10 is going this. Oh, hang on, they're both number 10s. I thought it was, they're both number 10s. That's me not paying attention again. So yeah, it doesn't matter if they're going on both sides, no problem. Let me check how these are going on then. So, dimple inwards, long part to the top. Right, we're getting along now, aren't we? It's pretty much coming together. Okay, let's get 3 and 4 out. I want to pick up one of the 40k Land Raiders as well at some point. They're not as common or freely available as they used to, but I think it'll look good to have the version that matches Aquila armour at some point. If memory serves, unlike the Horus Heresy Land Raider, there's significant differences in the way that it's laid out. Well, not significant, it still looks like a Land Raider, whichever way you want to put it. But what I mean by that is it's nice to have a bit of variety, and the 40k Land Raider, probably also going to pick up a 40k Rhino as well, if I can find one. Yeah, I think that looks better the other way. Don't ask me why I think it looks better the other way, that's what I think. There we go. Personal preference as always. Okay. Now, this is where you've got to start making decisions about these and what you want to actually have going on. I personally never really like having crew popping out of my Land Raid Rhinos and things like that. I don't know, maybe because I'm just too lazy to paint them up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these two pullers out. And then I'll probably make decisions about whether or not I want the crew later on. I probably won't worry about that in this build. So I'll just leave these kind of loose for now so that I can make some decisions later on. Again, it's all about which setup you personally prefer. Ooh, let's go the other way. Because you've got all of these choices, so you can have things like your missile launchers. You can have, what's it called now? Like, is it Havoc missile launchers, or you can have combi bolters. You can have a person hanging out the top. I just don't want to go down that path yet of committing to anything, because I may even choose to do a whole video on how to magnetize the whole cupola. I've probably done it once before in a very basic way with the Land Raider, but how I want to approach it with this, again, I'll probably do a special video later on the decisions that I make and how I've approached them and why I've decided to put particular weapon loadouts on it. So I'll probably do that, and I just don't want to make that commitment at this stage about what's going on this permanently. You do not want to stay there. It's times like this we have sellotape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally force it in place till it dries. Right. So what other little things? We've got a few more things to finish off and then we're done though. So these sideboards, runner boards. It's probably not that useful for Space Marines, probably don't need it. But it just adds a bit of character to the model, doesn't it? See how hot it is at the moment. The glue is just drying as it comes out. Every second you start to pour it, it starts drying. Right. Okay, yay, that one's all done now. Nice and clean. Right, again, these kind of choices are, I suppose, tough ones to make. Again, I do not like gluing exhausts on to begin with, because it just adds complexity to the painting process as you try and work around them. So I shan't be gluing these on, but I will show you how to put them together. So all you need to do is get them in pairs. bit of this down. And they are going to clip nice and simply together. And basically you make 4 of those, and it's dead simple. They just go on there. There's not really any complexity to that. You just put them on, but I don't like painting these on the model because I find it difficult to get it painted right. Okay, a few more little bits to go though. So we need these 23 and 24, which serve as the headlights. So I'm going to make sure I'm getting these on the right side. So 23 on that side, which would help if that was 23, but that's 24. Sure, there's no harm if you put them the other way. It'll just have a different lighting layout. Right, and I think other than deciding on the layout for the sponsons, is that what the right name is? Everything's done. Of course, you need to put the tracks on, which is just something I will not do while I'm trying to paint it. And of course, the exhausts I'll paint separately too, because I find that a lot easier to handle if they're separate. Trying to make sure that that glues properly. But there we have it. That's the core chassis of a Legion Deimos pattern Rhino. So hopefully you found that useful. I'm hoping potentially to do a bit of a modelling masterclass on it. Nothing outstandingly amazing. I'm just probably going to show you how to cover up lines, work that, you know, like between gaps basically between the plastic using green stuff, or how you can make it look welded in positions, and maybe even add a little bit of flair later on. But for now, that's the core chassis for the Rhino completed. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.